Oh. Ooh, that's all horse radish. Welcome back to Matt Ryan Photo. All right. Well, now that I had dinner, we're going to talk about Digicams. Yep, you heard me right. Digicams. This one happens to be a Kodak Easyshare m340, which you should see here. And it's a crappy Digicam. It's not a really good Digicam. Although I do carry this all around with me. This is pretty much my to-go case. This is a case I bring with me pretty much everywhere. I got a point and shoot in there right now. Just so happens to be that Canon I did in my last preview. In my last video. And I have a little bit higher, technically a little bit higher of a quality of a Digicam in there. It's a Lumix DMC2Z7, whatever that means. Let's get back on track here to the Kodak Easyshare m340. And yes, it's blue. It's definitely blue, so everybody can see me showing off a nice little fancy, I don't know, maybe I'll put some rhinestones on it, make it look really stupid. Anyway, when I use this, I generally use it alongside of, you know, a point and shoot or something like that. It's just always in my vehicle. I generally keep it in the center console, and it fits right into here. Now, you might be asking yourself, why an old, crappy point and shoot? Or Digicam, actually, not point and shoot, sorry. Why an old, crappy Digicam? Well, because it's small. It's small, it's lightweight, and all it does is take photos, so I don't have to worry about having it charged if, like, my phone battery is low or something like that, you know, or I don't like taking photos with my phone. It's awkward. It's like you're holding it like this, and you got to press the button, and it's not, to me, it's not easy. I mean, it's easy to take a photo like this, but for the most part, no, I don't really enjoy taking photos with my phone. I like to use one of these. So I don't know if you're following the trends and stuff like that. There are a lot of people who are buying these little Digicams, and I'll take advantage of buying up some of these Digicams and selling them and stuff like that and make a little profit off of it. Why not? You know, this one just so happened to be one that doesn't really work very well, and I'll show you. Starts up, lens comes out, but when you go to turn it off, it jams. So it's not really that big of a deal. Can't really sell it. Even if I did, I wouldn't get any money for it, really. So most of the time, when I go to power it off, I just press the power button, and I just help the lens back in, and it's done. And I never shoot color on it. I have this automatically set to black and white, and that's what I shoot off of. So it's just a little black and white camera, and honestly, it does a fantastic job doing black and white. I like the way the black and whites come out on this. On top of that, I also like, on the top, there's a little dial here, and that allows you to change around your settings just physically, instead of having to go into a menu and switch to a menu, stuff like that. If you haven't noticed, I kind of like the tactile feel or the actual dials for changing settings on cameras and stuff like that. Just like, you know, just like if I was using, you know, the Nikon, you know, everything is just right up on the top. Same with my X-T5 that's actually recording me right now. I have all my dials right on the top. I can adjust my shutter speed. I can adjust my ISO. I can adjust my exposure compensation right on the top of it. And then I have a aperture ring right on the lens that I can just spin around and set my aperture. It makes life easier. I hate having to go into menus. I try to stay out of menus completely as much as possible when I'm using a camera. I hate them. I can't stand them. I like to go in there once, set it to the way I want it, and be done. So yeah, this one I have the P mode or program mode set to black and white all the time. And if for whatever reason I want to switch to color, all I do is just simply take it and go click. There we go. Now I'm in color mode. Oh wait, I had to do it one more time. Now I'm in color mode and I just go. Automatic color, done. Simple as that. So I'm gonna take this out to done. Okay. All right. Now I can get back to it. So what I was saying was I'm going to take this, or actually I already took it, out to a mini golf place that has like sculptures and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. The artists that have their big giant outdoor sculptures there have some really cool work. And it's a really neat place. There's animals there, stuff like that. So I brought this out there along with my X-T5 to sit there and take some photos. And I'm going to kind of show you what this looks like in comparison to like the X-T5. Now, the X-T5 I didn't shoot in black and white. I can make it black and white if I want, but I'm just going to show you simply what the JPEGs are straight out of camera. I'm not going to do any kind of editing whatsoever. I'm using what was I using? Yeah, a Portra 400 recipe on the Fuji. Because if you're not aware of Fuji's, they have a whole system built in called film simulation. And it allows for you to have your camera mimic different types of films. Popular films, not so popular films, you name it, that's what they do. Like for instance, right now, every time I record a video for this channel, I'm using the X-T5 and I have it set to Eterna, which is a film simulation. And Eterna is a Fujifilm film that they use for like movies and stuff like that. And it has a really good look. I like it. I like how it looks, I like the appearance, stuff like that. So I just use that. I don't shoot and log with it unless I'm doing professional work. Then I shoot and log. Otherwise, I have the camera set to automatic focus, automatic everything. And I set it to Eterna and done. Simple as that. I'm recording in 4K instead of 6.2. So yeah, anyway, I'm off the subject there because I didn't take my Adderall today. So yeah. Now to get back to this. It's 10.2 megapixels. It has a built-in flash. It has a built-in screen on the back, of course. I mean, there's nothing really fancy there. Might be a trippy little look there, looking at me through the viewfinder. Anyway. And you know, it has a nice little zoom to it. That works pretty good. Everything actually looks really nice in black and white. And it does a good job. I mean, so you might be wondering why, and I know I said this earlier and I'm kind of repeating myself here. You might be wondering why or what the whole big, let me start this over. What is the big allure of these Digicams right now? Because these things are selling and they are selling a lot and they're selling for a lot. I I mean, so like for instance, this Lumix right here. You know, it's a couple years old. I think it's probably 5 years old, maybe. I would imagine. This one is significantly older. I think this is like 10 or 12 years old. And these things are like just selling for like the same price they did when they're brand new or more. Some of the Sony Elfs, or not Sony Elfs, the Canon Elfs. The Canon Elf Digicams, they are like, they sell like hotcakes, and they sell for a lot. It's like a 5 megapixel Elf, PowerShot Elf. It's like, those things are going for like $200, $150. And I see people on like these auction sites, and they're like literally paying like $90 to $100 for these things just to turn around and sell them. It's like, I digress. But why? Why are people doing it? And if you look, a lot of kids are doing it too. A lot of the younger generation, like high school and stuff like that, they're running around with these things and they're taking photos with them. And it's just a trend. It's a fad. I think it's a fantastic trend and fad, because I think these are fantastic tools to carry around with you when you're doing photography. Just because it gives you a different look, a different, you can get a different perspective with them. You can go low with them, you can go sideways, you can just take a quick little snapshot. You know, you can turn the flash on and just get some like waxy flat photos that look like something from your childhood, or, you know, or something like that. And they're fun. They're just fun to carry around and have and use. And yeah, they're fun. And I think that's the whole draw of these, the whole allure of these. That, and you can make them look a lot like film as well, and not have to spend the money on purchasing film, you know, buying rolls of film and having them developed, either shipping them out or developing them yourself, or bringing them locally to some lab to have developed and spending the money on that. So yeah, it's a nice draw. It's a nice, you know, little, I don't know. They're fun. Let's just look at some fucking photos, huh? Jeez. So right as I first walk in, there's a couple goats sitting up on top of this rock, and they just look cool as hell. They're just chilling. And there you go. Snap. I had to get a photo of it just because it's so cool. And then there's these little baby goats over here, and I tried making a bunch of loud noises and clapping, and I was hoping they'd like pass out and fall over, but no, didn't happen. Not that type of goat, I guess. I did get some bad looks from the other people around there and the attendant working in the booth right ahead there. So yeah. And as you can see, this does a great job. I mean, there's a little bit of distortion, as you see right here in this photo, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I wouldn't complain whatsoever about that, especially with how cheap this thing is and how easy it is to use. Now, as I was walking around a little bit more, I came up to this metal sculpture here, and I actually took a color photo with this one. Just to show you kind of what color looks like, and even color isn't bad. As you see here, here's the black and white, and now here comes the color. So they have shiny balls there, and I wanted a photo of a shiny ball, and so I did it also on my Fuji X-T5 using a Portra 400 film simulation, and that's what you get for that. And it looks pretty good. It's a little soft, but again, like I said, Any photos that are coming out of the Fuji are not going to be edited in any way. They are purely the JPEGs out of the camera. Coming up here, you can see in this coming photo that on the edges, it's not very sharp. As you see with the trees on the left and the right, they're actually a little blurred. But again, for what the camera is, I think it's well worth it. Here's a shot of a cow that's a little bit far away, but I also zoom in on it. And you can see that even with the zoom, it's actually pretty sharp, pretty clear, and it looks really, really good. I wanted to do some close-up photos, semi-macro, and that's what I did here. And it's not bad, it's sharp, it looks good, but, you know, it is what it is. You can clearly see the quality difference with the Fuji, but, you know, whatever. This art piece here is actually me. That's right, chained down. That's how I feel every day of my life. Just like that. Anyhow, I also took this with the Fuji, and using that Portra 400, boy, does it look good. It just brings that rust color out beautifully.
With lovely flowers and lovely things in it.
You know that saying, when pigs fly? Well, this piggy's flying. And hopefully that means that I'm gonna get some more subscribers. Let's hope for that, huh? So make sure you like and subscribe.
What made him think I posed that, do you think?
Well, he probably didn't know why he was there, so he thought he'd make little miniatures of himself.
As we come to the conclusion of this video, I just have to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate the views. Would love more subscriptions, but that comes in time. So no pressure there. Press the button, just press it. And yeah, I have to say, for a little Digicam that is inexpensive and cheap, hey, you just can't go wrong with this. It fits in a pocket, fits anywhere. You can bring it anywhere. You can find hundreds of them online, thrift stores, garage sales, wherever. And you know what? They do their job, and you can have some fun with it. And you don't feel like you're pressured into having to make sure that every photo is composed properly and everything like that, like you do with film, because you're not wasting really anything. It doesn't cost anything more to load it onto your computer. And it doesn't really... Yeah, I'm gonna cut that part out. All right, so cut that, yeah, okay. And you know, if you're out in the rain or you're out somewhere and you don't feel like carrying a rangefinder, a digital rangefinder, or a digital SLR, or like, you know, my Fuji and stuff like that, you don't want to risk damaging it, breaking it, dropping it, getting stolen, whatever, and you just have this little camera with you, and it can do fantastic, wonderful photos. So again, I would say it gets my thumbs up, all three of them, and it's worth picking up if you see one for a good price. So that's about it for today. Thanks again. Ah, hamburgers. Shit. Oh my God, look at all that grease. That's gonna put me in a toilet later. Gross. Good old George Foreman, I tell you. Need some mustard. Ah, freaking. There we go. I don't want mustard juice. I want mustard. It's gross. No, I don't do cheeseburgers. Certain cheeses I will. I will do horseradish though. Love me some horseradish. Excuse me.